Hey guys, welcome to week 1 of class. Hey, this week we're going to be covering some content that doesn't necessarily feel like U.S. history, but it definitely is American history. And what we're going to be assessing this week is some of the very earliest settlements that transpired or took place within the American hemispheres, both northern and southern. And so we're going to be looking at some of the more what you might call ancient people groups, such as the Inca, the Aztec, as well as the Anasazi and the Mississippian, some of which were located in what is now the United States. Others are located, or were located rather, in places that are now Mexico and Peru. And the reason why I like to cover this is to sort of lay some context about indigenes and the American hemisphere. There is this notion, or at least there has been historically, this idea that Europeans discovered the Americas in 1492 when Columbus sailed and allegedly discovered the Americas, which this is not really an accurate statement. He didn't discover what is now the United States, nor was he the first European to discover or set foot on the Americas. But the idea of discovery is that you find something that is uncharted, unknown. And in fact, one of the words that's part of our lexicon in the United States is that what the United States became was a frontier, right? Which, you know, a frontier denotes or delineates kind of a wilderness, an area where there are no people, where there's nothing there, and so therefore you are settling an uncharted territory. That is not the case, as you will see after the fact in this week. There were hundreds and hundreds of different people groups who lived within the American hemisphere, who lived in the area that would become the United States. And one of the things that's very true is that when we use words like frontier and we use words like settler, really what we're doing is we are justifying the taking of property, the taking of land from people who were already present. In fact, when we talk about colonialization in the next following weeks, really what we're talking about is something called settler colonialism. The idea that Europeans came over to settle the land, to remain upon the land, and Native Americans, indigenes, were simply something that needed to be transplanted or removed. They simply posed a problem to the land that, for many Europeans, already belonged to the white man. Okay, so I want to talk about the content for this week because I want us to understand that Europeans did not discover the Americas. They found something that they didn't know existed, and they did not necessarily find a frontier. Okay, those words serve to justify the taking of land from other people, and specifically for the United States, as we will see, that will be Native Americans and Mexicans. So the lecture for this week is a bit lengthy, and I apologize for that. I'm actually in the process of trying to redo some of these things. So you might want to break the lecture up if possible. But I want you just to be able to wrap your head around this idea that Europeans didn't necessarily discover anything. They found something that they didn't know was there, and there were people groups already present, very civilized and advanced people groups. So, all right. Every week, by the way, I'm going to be putting up a video like this, providing some overview of the weekly content. I know this week you guys have some videos to watch, some lecture, discussion board questions, that kind of thing. So just so you're aware of what's going on. But the other thing I want to remind you of, if you haven't done so already, is to read through the syllabus and to watch the introductory video that I created for you. That's going to put out some important information that you will want to know. So with that, if you have any questions this week, please feel free to contact me. Otherwise, as I will always leave you, I bid you to go in peace, be warm and filled, may the force be with you, live long and prosper, and may the odds forever be in your favor. Have a blessed week, guys.